And I just recently quit my job at Revelation as the marketing and sales manager in December to specifically donate 100% of my time every single day, 365 days of the year. Even when I'm on vacation, I'm still fueling the rally for our first responders.
All right, so today I'm excited to sit down with someone who's making a big difference in our community. Kyle here is is a founder of the Shaffer Family Foundation, and they've been creating some amazing ways to support local first responders here in Sussex County, here in Delaware, and to bring families together all at the same time for fun, action, all these things. And I want to get into this, but before we do, I want to hear a little bit more about her journey, about the passion for giving back. These are really fun events. They're packed with music, games, fun, a whole lot of fun for everyone in the family, people of all ages, right? But, you know, Kyle, first, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. And before we dive in and discuss all the activity and the food trucks and everything, every great cause usually has a powerful story behind it. So I'm wondering, what's the story behind yours, if you could share that?
So, excuse me for my dog barking because I think my husband's about to walk in the door.
That's all right.
So 4 years ago, my family and I found that there was not a community event dedicated to celebrate our first responders in the state of Delaware. So we really wanted to change that. And so we came up with the Shaffer Family Foundation. It's a 501c3, and it specifically is to fuel the rally for our first responders, which will take place each year. And we're getting ready for our fourth annual rally.
Wow. So I guess what kind of pushed you? Was there anything that happened personally in your
Yes.
life or that motivated that? What was that?
Yes. So 4 years ago, actually, almost to the, I think maybe 2 weekends ago, when Keith Hecook he was killed. He was murdered in from Delmar, a Delmar police officer. We were trying to put something together to have a fundraiser for him, and everything was booked here. Everything. He has since have had many fundraisers, and they continue to have a he cook fest each year.
Mhm.
But we just wanted to. That's what prompted me to have something to put something together to create a gathering for the community to celebrate our first responders. And it was just, God forbid, something else happens. We don't want any other police officer or EMS or firefighter ever to be killed in the line of duty at all. But this is something in just to celebrate and to give thanks and to help raise funds for the beneficiaries that are all nonprofits that we choose each and every year to give back to. So 100% of the proceeds that I collect throughout the year are given right back out to the beneficiaries.
Right, right. Wow. Yeah,
That's what
I
prompted it. That's what
gotcha.
prompted the initiative to go ahead and create the Schaefer Family Foundation.
Right. I do remember that taking place, and it's definitely in line with a lot of tragic things that have happened, I'll say from my memory, over the last 10, 15 years. That's one that sticks out. So I can appreciate that. But what, you know, why you personally though? Like why did you take this on
Uh, Yeah,
because of that and say I have to do something?
I, I, I was in the years before that dabbled a little bit in fundraising. So I've always had a career in retailing. I worked for J.C. Penney's for over 10 years, worked for Kohl's department store. I had the marketing background, retail background. But then when I got, my husband and I own a flooring business, I started getting into the retail aspect of that. I started my own business in window treatments through his business.
Mhm.
I've always been one of those people that just wanted to, I guess, be my own boss after I worked for somebody else for so many years, but then also dabble into fundraising. I don't know how I got involved in fundraising, but I know that when I worked for Revelation Craft Brewing Company, I worked there specifically to fuel my passion for fundraising. I started the Thankful Thursdays each Thursday at Hudson Fields in Milton, where we would host a fundraiser, whether it was Meal on Wheels or Parkinson's
Mm,
group, and I would gather musicians to donate their time. We would get food trucks to donate their time and give back a certain percentage.
mm,
We would give back a certain percentage, Revelation, and it just always felt amazing. And to
mm,
watch all these people come together, and everyone has their own niche. Everyone has who they would like to give back to. And so you're the people, the audience was always so different. And then it was every Thursday. It was awesome. And it just made me feel amazing. So I knew that when I grew up, even though I was grown up, I knew
mhm,
that that was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I just want to give back, whether it was Meals on Wheels, or whether it was Parkinson's, or whether it was first responders. But that
mhm,
is what made sense to me. Even with Gavin Burrell, who was in a snowboarding accident
mhm.
several years ago, we did a huge fundraiser for him, and we raised over $150,000 for him. It was just, I think I think what everyone would like to see, it at the fundraiser. What do you like? Do you like activities for children? Do you like music? Do you like um, vendors? So I try to put everything together for the whole public and the community to enjoy. But at the same time, there is a specific need and goal at the end of the day.
Mhm.
And this is what I wanted to do. So I chose, I don't have a first responder in my family. I just know that when his death struck me, I didn't even know him. I didn't
Mhm.
know his family over the years past. Now I've met his ex-wife Tracy and his son. I just, I don't know what it is. It just struck me, and I knew that we had to do something together as a family, but also as a community for our
Right.
first responders.
Right. Wow. That's interesting. It is, if you get a chance to do, and I've never done anything to that magnitude that you've done the last several years, but the things you did previously that felt so rewarding, I think anyone who has, helped somebody or been generous or donated or volunteered. I'm recently putting together a video about that same story about volunteering. And they just said it's just nothing that makes me happier than to see the smile on their face, to see the impact, to see the goal reach, to see the accomplishment. It's
Hmm.
just so rewarding, and it's nice when that's the motive and that's really what's fueling it. And you can hear it right through this. I'm sure anyone watching this can hear the passion, just from you talking about that. So that's interesting because everyone saw it happen, everyone thought it was tragic, but we're not all in a position to do something or didn't take action like you did. So it makes me wonder, what did
Eh,
that.
And I just recently quit my job at Revelation as the marketing and sales manager
Hmm.
in December to specifically donate 100% of my time every single day, 365 days of the year. Even when I'm on vacation, I'm still fueling the rally for our first responders. It is it means so much to me. Our first responders are out there every single day, whether
Hmm.
they like it or not. They chose that profession. Some are volunteers, the fire department. All of our
Hmm.
fire departments are all volunteers. Um, and they put their lives on the front line to help keep us safe each and every day. It's the least
Hmm.
I could do to have the huge celebration, but also to help raise funds for all their nonprofits. And they're all first
Yeah.
responders. But um, it's exciting. Like, I'm so excited about May 31st. That's the rally. May
Yeah.
31st at Hudson Fields from 12 to 5. It's less than 4 weeks away. I'm so excited. This rally is going to be amazing, as long as the weather holds out, but it is going to be outstanding. So family friendly event with patriotic pup parade and just so much for the kids and so much for the adults and a car show and food trucks and vendors and a huge children's area. And there's just so much, and first responders, the five
Yeah.
local fire departments, the fire trucks, the canine demos were more educational this year. We're even going to be talking about, more on drug overdose and having different vendors come and speak about that. Nonprofits were all invited to come. Irreverent Warriors is even having a hike the day of the event. So,
Oh wow.
oh,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
live music. We have the honor guards coming, the Delaware State Police pipes and drums, and the Celtic Dover pipes and drums. It's just going to be an amazing day for all people, all walks of life to come and enjoy. The tickets are $10 per person. Children are
Hmm.
12 and under are free
Hmm.
um, to get into the venue. So
Yep.
I'm so excited that I'm just praying for good weather.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Knock on wood. Fingers
And then
crossed. You know.
yes, the day after, the Sunday, June 1st will be the rain date, but we're
Okay.
hoping that we don't have to use the rain date.
So I've threw the flyer up while you were going
Oh,
through it,
okay.
so they can see the flyer. And I think you ran through pretty much everything: bouncing houses, pet parade, games, pony rides, meet and greet with local heroes. And I saw in what you emailed me, it was different first responders there giving demonstrations. and
Mm-hmm.
and look, that made maybe to the adults we've been there, done that, but to the kids it's a new experience. My kids get to go in the fire engine or get to talk
Yeah.
to a police officer, and it's the biggest part of their day. They feel like they're big time, so it's awesome. They're heroes.
And even the DSP helicopter is going to be flying in, and they make such an
Oh wow.
amazing, amazing presence every single time. And then the children, adults, I've been in it, you can go inside of the helicopter and see what's
Yeah.
in store for you. We're even having a DUI simulator. It was there last year, was a huge hit. Well, now we're going to move it in the front, a little bit closer to the entrance. Live music. We're going to have Jimmy Hoppa will be the MC along with DJ Manny Man from the Starboard. So just a lot of and an online silent auction, which I'm getting ready for now. We're hoping to open it up 2 weeks prior to the
Hmm.
event.
Hmm.
Just a lot of fun stuff for everybody, all ages. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what age you are. You're going to enjoy yourself.
So look, I know obviously the first 3 years had to be successful if you're here on year four, right?
The
um
it was the first year was I never did anything like this before
okay.
at this magnitude. The first it was we've
Learning
raised over
curve.
254,000 in the first 3 years.
I would call that success. I would call that
I think it
success.
was very successful. Yes, I think it was very successful. And
I'm gonna
each year
guess
it's
there's a
getting
few
better.
organizations and a few families that are thankful, for what you've
Yes.
done.
Yes.
Wow.
And each
So,
year it's more successful because we're fine tuning it. Each year
mhm.
you'll learn more. What went well, what didn't, what can be improved on. So each year we're getting it's getting better and better and bigger and bigger.
I like it. So what bigger and better this year? Okay, so what is added this year that excites you the most? That once you got confirmation of that, you were through the roof.
So we were everyone was asking last year, can we bring our pets? And absolutely. So we decided to create a patriotic pup parade. So I believe at 2 p.m. will be the patriotic pup parade in front of the stage.
Hmm.
Yarn and Bone will be sponsoring it, and they're going to be awarding three
Yeah.
top three prizes.
Hmm.
So you just bring your pets and put them in red, white, and blue. You can even paint their toenails in red. My little Phoebe already has her little dress ready to go. The other big thing is the online silent auction. We didn't have an auction last year. We just had a live auction. This year it's going to be all online. You just use your phone and you can just enjoy everything that's going on, but then if someone outbids you by a ding on your phone. So that's
Hmm.
something new. The items will be there under the big tent. We also have um let's see what more educational exhibits and demonstrations, CPR, stop a blood bleed,
Mm.
canine demos, which we've had in the past, but we'll have canine demos, which is such a highlight on to most
Hmm.
people. The BB medical bus will do something. We're also going to have fire safety. So some of the fire departments will show different exhibits with fire safety. What else is new this year?
Well,
Oh,
all that sounds exciting, but I thought the most exciting part was going to be the
the
photo and video
kids.
coverage that you were going to be
Uh,
provided.
well, before the video,
Shameless plug.
yes, the video coverage will be amazing. So I
Yeah.
love to be able to see drone footage
Hmm.
at the at the event, and possibly see it after the event's over, the success and how many people we had. The
Hmm.
kid zone and the video coverage for the kid zone will be amazing. The kid zone is huge this year. We
Hmm.
wanted to make sure that the families could bring their children. They can play all day long for $10 in the
Hmm.
kids zone area, bounce houses, obstacle courses. We're trying to create more of a field day event. Back
Yeah.
when you were in school, you always
Yep.
had field day, and it was
Sack races,
sack
egg
races,
toss,
egg
cornhole,
toss,
tug
tug
of
of
war.
war, hula
Yeah.
hoops. We're
Yeah.
doing it all.
My
And
kids are
then
excited. They're
they
going to be there. They're excited.
they should
So,
be excited. And
yeah.
then in
Yeah.
front of the kid zone, we'll also, for a nominal fee for each of these different areas, like face painting. We have two face painters. We even have someone that is going to put I'm sorry, fairy dust, fairy little like extensions in the little girl's hair.
Oh,
That's a
Lord.
little extra
Wow.
cost.
Wow.
Pony rides. You can feed the animals, little petting zoo, even a photo booth. So there's all these other things that will all be surrounded around the kid zone. We had some of the things last year and the year before, but not to this magnitude. It's going to be huge. So when the parents
Wow.
can go around, they can shop at the vendors, they can go and have a drink at Easy Speak, they
Hmm.
can get some food, and their kids can play all day long
Right.
for $10.
Yep.
From 12 to 5 p.m., they can play all day long in that kid zone.
Yep. I was telling my wife because she wasn't familiar with it, so I was telling her that myself and my partner are gonna be out there capturing photo, video, drone and stuff. And I said, man, it sounds exciting. We're gonna get the kids in there, get them in the kid zone. And she's like, kid zone, what's that? So I start telling her. And then I said, well, let me break down everything that's going on. And I said, think about it. Whether you have a family or not, you could be older, maybe retired, and there's live music, there's food trucks. Say less. That's pretty good, for a day. Get some great food truck food and hang out. But if you do have some little ones, grandkids or whatever, yeah, let them go in the kid zone. You have the live music, you've got the demonstrations, you got the food, the fun. I mean, it's not to say it's something for everyone, but yeah, it's a little something for everyone. So you've done a great job having a well-rounded event. This sounds like something great to go out to.
I think it's the most important thing. I think this year is the educational exhibits. I think
Hmm.
that for children, just to go in the like an underage, close to age, driving age, to go in the DUI
Hmm.
simulator.
Hmm.
I'm telling you that I didn't get a chance to go in it last year, but I will go in it this year. But that is something that everyone should go in it, even if you are of our age,
Hmm.
because you just think you might be able to drive when you're had a couple, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So it is a eye-opening
I only had two
experience.
beers, right? I only had two
Exactly.
beers, right?
And then depending on your two beers, how much do you weigh? Did you eat
Yep.
that much? That kind of thing. So it
Hmm.
really, really, really will educate that person. As plus fire safety, plus
Hmm.
CPR, a little CPR exhibit and stop a blood bleed. So all these things we're trying to educate the community.
Hmm.
This is what our first responders do each and every day
Hmm.
that we take for granted.
Yep.
And it's just
Absolutely.
great to be able to see, the bomb squad out there, the DSP helicopter that comes out. The DSP scuba team will be there. Um, it's just the kids will love that. But not only
Yeah.
that, the
Yeah.
agencies that come out, they love to showcase what they do to help keep
Hmm.
us safe.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
flip it. They like to show. I remember Ralph, the chief of police from Georgetown. He was showing my son and I all these new things that they have to help keep us safe. He was so excited. He was
Hmm.
so excited to share this information. I didn't even want to walk away. I wanted to stay with him all day long.
Hmm.
So they like to show the community. Oh, and the DSP, mounted police, they'll all be there as well. And I
Hmm.
got a chance to go visit them in Smyrna. So they get to showcase what they do to
Yep.
help keep us safe. And then we get to see and learn, and it's for all ages.
Yeah. Yep. And that is something that I think my kids witnessed it. Years ago, we used to be neighbors with someone from the Milford Volunteer Fire Department, and any hour of the day, night, that fire whistle goes off, and he goes running. The kids would ask, "What why is he running out there?" And I'm explaining, and as they grow up, they realize, like, wait a minute, he's volunteering to do that. Like, yeah, yeah, like think about that. And then if something happens and he's hurt, or has a need, are we there for him? The
Exactly.
same way all the times he got out of bed and put his boots on and ran out the door, is someone going to be there for him in the event there's something tragic?
I was lucky enough to go to fire school in Georgetown and at night and watched these volunteer firefighters
Hmm.
go into they I saw how they lit up the little house there with hay. Someone was in charge of that. Some And they went into this burning building
Hmm.
where they're training, but they're in it completely engulfed in flames.
Mm.
And that's how they were training. They trained as if there was a basement fire, they trained if there was a roof fire. And I witnessed all this and could not believe that these men and women, there was one woman that actually volunteered going into a fire, a building engulfed in fire, and
Hmm.
they were to put out the fire. And that was their training. I got to visit that and see it firsthand, and I was absolutely in shock.
Hmm.
That's what these
Hmm.
people do.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
they love it. It's an adrenaline, I guess, boost. But they know they can save someone's life.
Right. Right. And the least we can do is, return the favor sometimes, right?
And that's
So,
that's the whole that's the whole thing for this.
yeah. Yeah.
This rally is, God forbid something happens to a first responder, there will be money there for that first responder. So
Hmm.
last year, the night before the rally, a lieutenant's home burned down to the ground at 3 a.m. in Long Neck, and he ran out without his shoes, and the whole thing was destroyed. So I gave him and his family some money from the rally. But this is what the rally's for, is for celebrating them and thanking them. But God forbid something happens, we can give back.
Hmm. Like, what are the odds of that happens the night before?
That happened the night before.
And there's something about the taking action. I know there was already a need, there was already something that prompted you to get involved and do something, but there's something to be said about being proactive,
Hmm.
taking steps, and then so you were already working on this event, putting it all together, getting all the sponsors, getting all the vendors, all the marketing, all the what we're doing right now to let people know what's happening and why, and then that happens 24 hours before you execute your plan. And then it's like, yeah, the next day we've got some money to help you get back on your
Yeah,
feet. Had you not been
absolutely.
proactive and started, doing something, that very next day he would have been looking around. So
Yeah.
yeah, so definitely want to I guess appreciate you right now for your action. I couldn't think of the words, but yeah, definitely highlight that's the reason that he and his family had someone to go to. So
Well, I just do it just because it is a passion of mine. Um, Through my whole career of marketing, sales, and community engagement, I found this passion. And,
yeah.
I would love to, once I get this under my belt, because I don't know how many more years. We'll see how it goes as far as
Hmm.
a smooth ride on May
Hmm.
31st. I would love to continue and do maybe a rally for our teachers. When I
Oh.
first started the Shaffer Family Foundation, that was two rallies I wanted to do, one for our first responders and then one for our teachers. So I haven't dabbled in the teachers because I'm trying to make sure that the first
Yeah.
responders in the
Yep.
rally is 100%. I don't want to go, outside of the box yet. I want to
Yeah.
make sure that all the eggs are in one basket, and I do a good job with this,
Yep.
with our
Yep.
first
See that
responders.
through, complete that mission, and
Yes.
then
Continue the
expand,
mission, but
expand
then
from there.
expand.
Yep,
Yes, exactly right.
absolutely.
And I'm not ready to expand yet because I feel as though I just started a scholarship fund for our first responders children to apply for who would like to further their education. I would like to flip it and do anyone who lives in the state of Delaware whose child would like to become a first responder. I'd like to do another scholarship for that. So there's so many things I want to still do before I expand. And
Wow.
there's lots of stuff I like to do
Yeah,
before I expand. And I couldn't do it with working full time and then trying to do this full time. I just
yeah.
couldn't do it. So I decided to donate 100% of my time to the rally.
Well, I want to ask you a little bit about that, but before I do, definitely hearing all of this, right, and hearing what you've done, what you've put together, what you've sacrificed, what you put together, what you've accomplished, and why. For anyone that's not already involved, what do you need? What do you need help
So
with?
I need a few more volunteers. So
Hmm.
people, whoever wants to volunteer, we do have a few more spots for volunteers. Basically to sell 50/50s. We do 1 for 5, 5 for 20. You don't have to be
Hmm.
present to win, but we do need people to walk around to try to sell the 50/50. We have people that are already positioned under the tent where they're selling it, but we also need people to walk around. And the other thing we really need is we still need sponsorships.
Hmm.
Um, Sponsors, the community, the sponsors are the backbone of the success of the rally.
Hmm.
It's really not the rally itself, it's leading up to the rally. So the sponsors, they've the community, the businesses, oh my gosh, have been so generous over the years.
Hmm.
So I continue to try and get more and new sponsors and always try to get sponsors that have sponsored in the past. So we still need sponsors,
Hmm.
and then some volunteers.
Okay. Okay.
That's not a
Sponsors,
lot.
volunteers, and attendees to come out and
Oh,
enjoy
and
the
that's,
fun, right?
yes.
That's the other
So,
part. Yeah.
yes, so we have a rally for our first responders Facebook and Instagram page. And the
Hmm.
biggest thing for that and to get people to the rally is follow it, like it, share it. The more people that go to the rally, the more successful the vendors will be, the more successful the kid zone will be, the more successful the food trucks, like everything that's there. um it's if you don't get the people there, why
Yeah.
bother having a rally? So
Yep.
that's a huge thing. I do have a website. It's called shafferfoundation.com. It's SHAFFER. Everything is there. Anything that you could think of is there. We also are having a dine around. Chick-fil-A's in Rehoboth is doing a dine around on May this 8th, which is a Thursday from 5 to 7. So they're gracious enough that if you dine in or even go through the drive-through and you say Spirit Night or Rally or toggle on the drive-through, there's a button I think you can toggle that has a community event.
Mm.
They'll donate 20% back to the rally. That's the first dine around I've ever done. So really super excited about that.
Hmm.
But yes, the success of the rally is getting the people there. You're
Yeah.
100% right.
Yep. And it
One,
just like anything, it takes a village. It takes the community. It takes the community coming
yes.
out, patronizing, supporting, buying from the food trucks and the vendors
Yes.
and things, and that encourages them. All of this keeps running if we all just come out and have a good time.
Yeah,
So
some of the vendors
awesome.
have said to me that this is one of their best fundraisers that they are always that they're involved in each year. And that warms my heart because they're not doing it to make a big dollar amount. They're doing
Hmm.
it because they see um, the need.
Yeah.
They see the community involvement. They see our first responders firsthand, and it's really nice that they say that because it makes me feel even better that this
Yeah.
is one of their favorite fundraisers in the year.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. And I think, yeah, there can definitely be the pull because it's for first responders and they might support them. But I think if anyone talks to you about it and sees what you're trying to accomplish and sees your passion, I think they stand with you as well. Not just the first responders, but I think they stand with you because, man, she's going to get it done. And look at what she's doing. Yeah. And me talking with you that night, and I heard about it, I said, look, let me think of what we can do. Let me find a way that I can support, and we'll put something together. I'll reach out. So I have to give you credit for that. I have to give you credit that a lot of it is your passion and the way, at least you articulate and share that with us, that it makes us, stand with you. So,
Well, I appreciate it. And when we first spoke a couple years ago, but then again
mhm,
at the Georgetown Mixer, it was so great to talk to you because you are so, and you were there filming and you were doing
yeah,
your thing there, and I just wanted to be part of what you do,
yeah,
because I think all the things that I've seen that you have done with your business have been, it's top notch. So
thanks.
thank you for
Yeah.
being a part of the rally this year.
Absolutely. And that's something I know. I kind of joke with marketing. When it comes to marketing, especially at a small business level, video is normally the last priority because it's normally the heaviest on the budget. It's normally the most
Yes.
expensive. And I always argue, but it's the most effective. It gets
Yes.
the best results. So if you want to scale your company, but you don't invest the money on the front end, how would you climb that mountain without it? But I definitely understand that. So what I enjoy is we do have this very powerful tool, and I think, I mean, I've been complimented, just like you just said, but that we're able to produce very, very nice videos that we can leverage, that we can offer for someone like you. We just did it for Downtown Milford, for their festival, and it's just to be able to offer something like that. It's valuable, it's useful, and the most, man, if you go to my Instagram right now or Facebook, you can see some of the most precious shots from somebody's child who just won a toy, or the puppy parade type thing, and it's just to be able to capture that and share that, for either the parent or the town. That's awesome, so
Yeah.
I'm really appreciating having an asset like this to be able to share with someone like you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
So, while we're on, let's pivot a little bit, right? I,
Okay.
I I have something else to ask you, but real quick, we talked about a little bit of your work experience and your background in marketing, and even, trying to pull this together. So I want to ask some questions that may, I guess, touch home for local businesses, right?